what have you brought to the table? In what ways do you think you're going to advise other stakeholders to ensure that these policies are taken to the people with disabilities such that they can benefit better? In what ways do you
We in the Media Action for Persons with Disabilities, our primary concern is to have an inclusive, accessible, and empowered community of people with disabilities, where people with disability will be treated and considered based on their competence and ability, not on their physical disabilities. So, what we have to bring here to the table today, or during the 2 weeks, 2 days dialogue, is that the policies and formulated policies and the policies to be formulated in the future from the government and other stakeholders like NGOs such as AAFP and other organizations which are dedicated and committed to family planning issues is that people with disabilities, as I have mentioned, have peculiarities. So whatever policies is to be formulated, and those already formulated needs to need to be adjusted as to take care of the peculiarities of people with disabilities. For example, we have visually impaired people amongst the community of people with disabilities, and one of their basic peculiarities is to have accessible reading format. This accessibility could be in braille format or in soft copies like audio cassettes, CDs, email, and other forms that can be accessible and readable to blind people. So what we need is to have or to provide information in accessible way, then to be included by creating awareness, taking messages by media organizations, and organizing seminars and other fora like this for people with disabilities to be aware, to be informed, educated, and enlightened about the people with the family planning issue. And if you consider this is very, very significant in view of the fact that people with disabilities are mostly vulnerable and exposed to poverty and health issues. If you are, able, either your eyes, your leg, or your hand, or other parts of your body are malfunctioning, meaning that you are exposing or you have difficult health difficulties, and poverty likewise. So since people with disabilities are experiencing these problems, I think they are better approach or better target to the family planning, because it can improve their economic status and equally improve their health positions. The importance of family planning to persons with disabilities is quite enormous. This is because of the fact that according to the both international and national surveys, people with disabilities are exposed and vulnerable to poverty and other issues in the society. So if you consider this, and generally they are all we are experiencing health challenge. Some of us visual impairment, some of us physical impairment, something like that. So family planning can even increase the health and even the rid them out of that abject poverty they have been finding themselves into for a long quite of time. So it is very, very significant to the people with disabilities, which I am of the belief and opinion that it can help them increase their life and also to improve their economic and livelihood status. I think most important, action is political commitment or political will from the side of the government. If government is committed, really committed to the people with disabilities with regard to issues of family planning, because most of the people with disabilities today, as we are talking, don't have a single knowledge of what family planning is all about. So if government is committed politically, I think it may commit some money, mobilize money, and collaborate with organizations like AAFP So the knowledge, awareness, and education about this family planning issue will be, reaching almost everybody in the community of people with disabilities. What people should understand is that quantity at times does not speak, rather the quality. So once you have limited number of children who you will be able to take care of their basic needs to make them productive in the society, I believe the parents, the nation, and the society will be proud of them. Coming to a question with regard to people with disabilities, as I mentioned earlier, people with disabilities are vulnerable and exposed to health and poverty challenges. So once you are increasing burden to yourself as a person with disability, meaning that you are trying to transmitting the problem from generation to generation. Do you get the point? So the people with disabilities especially, or in particular, need to take this message across their life that they are exposed and vulnerable to health and poverty issues. So what they should pay attention to is the quality children, not the quantity of the children, for their healthy and economic improvement. And to this end, I would like to call on government and other stakeholders like this AAFP to provide or to be providing information, accessible information to the people with disabilities. Because as I have mentioned earlier, most of the people with disabilities are lacking information about what family planning is all about, simply because they have peculiar needs. So when associate stakeholders and government are able to provide them with basic information in accessible way, for blind maybe transcription of all the information into braille and other accessible ways, or maybe soft copies of it, I believe the information, the knowledge will increase, and I believe the problem will get to be solved gradually.